Okay, back again with another section of record collection. I pulled out again 2 handfuls. I don't know what's in there. Lou Christie Enlightenment. This is a reissue from sometime in the 2000s. It's put out by Rhino. Rhino was great for putting out really nice masters of greatest hits packages. Lou Christie, hugely popular back in the mid-60s. Alright. There are a few albums that everybody should have in their collection. For example, well, let me just give you one that's a must for any collection. Cat Stevens. Cat Stevens was hugely popular in the late 60s up to mid 70s. He put out some great tunes, and everybody really enjoyed his stuff. Now, I think he's the one that oh yeah, this is Teaser and the Firecat. I forgot to mention the title of it. That's a must-have. Cat Stevens, he's the one that went into what, Hinduism or something like that, so, but still great music. This is one of my favorite garage bands back in the 60s. Back then we didn't call them garage bands, it was just bands, but the term garage band music hadn't even been invented in the mid-60s. Little Black Egg, pure garage band music. This is a very scarce album. Now I've had it more than a few times over the years that I was selling records. I had steel seal copies, near mint copies. They always sold. I always got a good price for them and made money off of them. But in the meantime, I never kept one back for myself. So a few years ago, I realized I didn't have a copy of it. So I've got to have a copy. So I was ready to pay the bucks for it. And went to the record show in Birmingham. Nobody had a near mint copy. Only one dealer even had a copy of it. And we're talking 120, 130 dealers from all over the country. So that told me just how scarce this album is. He had this copy way overpriced. He had the price of it, that reflected more like a double plus to near mint. And so I had to, I won't say I had to school him, but I wanted to get the album because he had 2 copies and this was the better one. And being a record dealer and having this record many times, I said, I appreciate what you're asking for it, but can you tell me what's the lowest you'll go for it? This is a good album. I need to get it for my collection, but I strive to get near mint copies at least. And this is nowhere near mint. And your price reflects a near mint copy. He says, it's not near mint. I said, well, in my humble opinion, no, it's not. He says, well, it sure looks good to me. Show me why it's not near mint. Well, that was a mistake. So I proceeded to pull it out. First off, I pointed out the cover was only VG Plus at best. A lot of rub wear up here in the front here. But, I said the cover is much better than the record, even though the cover is not what I'd like to have it in. I pulled out the record and showed him all the little scuff. It still had its luster, don't get me wrong. But it had lots of hairline scuffs on it, needle marks on it, light. So it had been played. That's what it was for, it's to be played. So his price of $140, we eventually settled on 60. And but it took a while to convince him. I said, look, I know you're trying to make money on the thing, and you know, I don't know what you got in it. Hopefully you only got a few dollars. You'll be able to pick it up at a yard sale or something. But if you paid more than $60 for this thing, then you know, you might break even. And I said, to me, it's a $60 record. So what I'll pay, I won't pay a penny more. Well, he said, okay, I'll let you have it at 60. So, you know, in essence, he probably bought it for a few bucks. Great, you know, I mean, we all get lucky in the selling business. So anyway, Little Black Egg, super collectible album. Near mint copies now go, in the neighborhood of $200. And silly me didn't keep one, you know, years ago.